you for that, guys. Let me just start over again. I'm from Nagpur. I currently work in Nagpur at Infoceps Technology. That's a analytics startup, and it's been 15 years for the company right now. And I joined this July. That would be 15th of July 2019. I'm a 2019 graduate as a mechanical engineering from Yash College, Pune. So yes, there comes one of the biggest questions people ask me is how did you transition from being a mechanical engineer into an IT industry? And I'm not sure if a few of you guys are from mechanical background or some core sector, but mostly people go in IT sectors from IT and CS, right? And ENTC are most of it, like. But looking at the placement cells and the opportunities out there, there are quite limited opportunities in mechanical sector as well. So yeah, that's really good to hear, guys. And so, Ali, are you like interested in an IT industry or looking for a job currently? I would like to know what people will be hearing me. Okay, so the thing is that yes, there's a Ali is from mechanical department, and you guys need to understand that I had some financial conditions, like and also I had some expectation levels out of my job because in a mechanical sector, even if you land a job in a mechanical sector, that's quite hard enough. You've got further studies apart from that, and other option for pursuing a mechanical engineering career. For as well, even if you land a job in a mechanical industry, well, it's quite hard enough for the career growth. The career path is quite slow, and I was absolutely aggravated, and I was excited enough for my new job, and I wanted a quick growing career. So that's one of my main reasons I wanted to enter IT industry, and that's was an easy way in as a professional. So through my graduation, I decided that I wanted to be in an IT sector around third year, I guess. Yes, and well, I started off from mechanical to first of all started doing programming. Yes, I think Aditya is from computer background. Well, for core guys and even from IT and CS background, I would suggest you guys first of all is to start programming as soon as you can. There are a number of couple of websites online. You know how competitive programming works because programming really helps you build up that logical mindset. Okay, that's really helpful even in your career path in a professional life. And I started off as learning programming, data structures, algorithms in the beginning. That was in third year of my engineering, and like I just decided that I wanted to enter an IT background. Okay, that's really great, Niranjan. That's you're from IT final year undergrad. Yeah. So I started off as learning these basic programming concepts. Then I moved on to finding my passion, like what I wanted to do in a career, because mostly from Pune or Siangad College. Oh, well, that's really great. Third year education from Siangad College, Pune. Yeah, I've graduated from there itself, right? So it would have been really nice to find a passion. Like I went around asking every professional, every grown up around me who's been working in a professional background in an IT company, like how did you pursue your career? Like how what's your perspective towards it? Like I started asking questions first of all. Whatever came to my mind, I immediately contacted every other person I knew who was working in an IT industry. Most of them were developers, maybe testers, maybe some QA automation people. And I was asking around, what work do you do? How does it interest you? Do you love your job? And so on. It's a path towards finding your passion. So it's like everybody's first suggestion to me was try and figure out why you want to pursue something. Like go out there looking for topics you would like, read around, try out new things. That's how you'll be able to figure out what your passion is. That is, I tried. I think I tried big data as well. I tried data science. I tried ML. ML is a part of data science again. AI and ML and deep learning. Then there's IoT. I think that's a boom. Hrithikesh, you might be hearing these terms in Srinagar College quite enough. Uh, there's ethical hacking. I looked around. I've read blogs online in the beginning of 2 months, 3 months. I was yes, there are plenty of resources. I'm not exactly pointing towards one blog, but just go and Google about things online. Okay, the things excite you. What's let's say website, even on LinkedIn you can follow several groups, right? And even in Srinagar college there are pretty you can consult your professors and ask them about what kind of projects they might be interested in. They can put you into different projects. The first idea is you need to take an initiative for what you want to do eventually in life. Okay, just reach out to people who are more experienced than you. They'll definitely guide you towards what should be your first step. I think first step should be speaking out, asking for suggestions. Yes. So let's, I guess, move on towards data science. I landed up towards data science. I was reading and exploring mostly online. I used to read blogs on websites. I used to check out different companies' websites, what they do for living, how they earn their daily bread and butter. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Omkar, gotta get up, but I'll be speaking, okay? That's fine, right? Okay, so I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for a living. I came across data science, and reaching out exactly worked for me because there were a few people who were working in analytics firm. I did meet a few people around. This happens only when you ask around people. Like I used to go around asking professionals, do you know anybody working in analytics or data science field? So yes, that has absolutely worked for me. And how do you land a job as an analyst? And first of all, most important question is why. The recruiters mainly look at why do you want to join the company, and what have you done, what initiatives have you taken. I think most of the time the initiative you've taken is quite good enough. Even you've taken a few initiatives but have you've been quite serious towards it, it's I think quite good enough for it. Also, you need to develop your skill sets to survive in a professional world, as in there are a lot of soft skills you need to develop along the way. Mm, these arrive by, I think there are a lot of colleges that conduct seminars as well on this soft skilling sections. You can improve your English speaking skills. What has worked for me for English speaking has been I used to watch a lot of movies and TV series, I guess, throughout my engineering, and interacting with people has helped me throughout it. And also, speaking from the interview perspective, if you want to land a job in analytics or any other company, even when you're in an interview, they look at the person who, what kind of person you are, why you will be helpful for the organization, and what assets do you provide for them. Pressure, there are a couple of things you can do absolutely that will help and improve the culture around your workplace. Okay, like at the same time, you need to be hilarious, you need to be happy, you need to be uh, need to look positive sides. Being positive is one of the things, and they look through your struggle you've been through, the places you've been. Uh, they ask you about your life, what has been in your life so far, what have you done so far, why you're here for the interview. Like I was basically when I interviewed for Infoceps, it was I believe my answers were head on because I've worked towards those technologies that was Infoceps was associated with, and I thought like sitting for an interview for an analytics company was a head on for me because I've been working for it for a year or so. Yeah. Uh, so is no Ritikesh is asking if you did get an in-campus placement. Yes, Ritikesh, I did get selected in Cognizant and Infosys as an on-campus placement. Well, there was a huge fear factor. I wouldn't want you guys to be in. Like, I don't want anybody to be in such a fear factor. Like, it was absolutely horrifying for me to know that I'll be entering a company and they'll just train me for a few months, and they'll associate me with some technology, whatever based on the requirement, and I'm not even I didn't have exactly anything to do with it. Like nothing is in your hand there. So yes, these mass recruiting companies does happen like that. Infoceps is, I think, it's a small company, and I think when I'll be visiting for convocation in the campus, I'll be speaking to the recruiters for Infoceps drives and so on. There's a Pune office if you'd like to visit. Infoceps Pune offices are there. You can reach out to analytics companies, company people who work in analytics, not in necessary Infoceps or any other company. You can speak to people on LinkedIn. That's the easiest way. Nobody is going to like ignore you. There might be a few people, but most of them would like to explain and help people out. Okay, you can do that. Depending on the campus placement, well, there was an off-campus drive in Nagpur. Infoceps, it's not that far reached. Like they wouldn't take mass recruiting kind of company. I think from around 2,000 people, they select 17, 15, something like that. And yes, for the interviews, you do need to be quite thorough with your aptitude and analytics skills. You can just simply check out on Google Analytics aptitude questions. That would be a good start for interview, I guess. You guys are from final year, right? You do need to get on it absolutely as fast as you can. You must have done it a few times. I mean, you must have started a few months back. Yep. So getting on, I think I'd like to tell you what skill sets you would be needing if you want to work in an analytics firm or being a data scientist. What I currently work at is not exactly data science, but it's leading towards it, it's building towards it. As in, what I'm saying is, you need to be aware of the reporting end. Reporting, when I say reporting, as in when you pitch a data set to the clients. Let's say I'm a manager for Eastern London sector for my particular so and so company, and I would like to know the sales report of it. And how do you pitch the reports? How do you pitch the data to the clients? How do you show? How do you present? And how do you clean up the things? What Infoceps does is it's an analytics form. It's not predictive analysis. It's the data you've got. We'll be presenting it in a format. The main perspective is uh, we derive value from the data you've so far stored. As in, there's a lot of phases you go through in a software development. It's not a software development life cycle. It's analytics life cycle. When you develop a dashboard, let's say, can you just you can Google a dashboard just right now. Just do it, please, guys. Google what a dashboard is from MicroStrategy point of view. MicroStrategy is one of the tools Infoceps is absolutely associated with. This tool is really very powerful tool as reporting point of view. It's one of the most powerful tools in reporting. And when I MicroStrategy, I'll just type it out. Yeah, I'll type it out, guys. Yes, MicroStrategy is one of the tools I'm closely associated with. Uh, Real-time examples. Let's say I want a dashboard that shows the I've got a, let's say, a shipping company, and I want to know the sales so far, the income I've generated so far with respect to the previous year. What exactly I was doing at this time of previous year. That could be an example of a dashboard. I think, uh, I'll post a link. Mm, I'll give an example of a dashboard. Just a second. Um, oh, can you just go there? These are somewhat like a dashboard. Dashboards can be presented from your browser. Like the end users will be your clients. The clients can be accessing your dashboards from a general browser, or it could be a mobile app you can be providing them with. And dashboards are basically you provide them data in a structured format. You would they'll be using it to derive useful information out of the data. Like first, when I speak of data, you need to be thorough with your SQL, Microsoft SQL. It could be any type of SQL. You just need to be thorough with it. Works for this. And so, what salary can we expect as a fresher in DS field? Okay, it's a very valid question. There's no hesitation towards this, Hitikesh. Well, it's almost equal to what you get at Infoceps or Cognizant because right now I believe, I mean, there are companies, you do know Mu Sigma, right? It offers quite more than that. It's an incremental kind of scheme they've got there. New corners in data science, please suggest the learning path. Newcomers, okay? Yeah. First of all, I would like you to go through. Let's not go in MicroStrategy point of view. Let's not start learning MicroStrategy itself because first of all, you're gonna need SQL. Start off as SQL would be my first preference if you want to work towards data science. And when you guys, first of all, can you guys suggest reply to me, why do you want to work in data science? Because what I believe is being fascinating for data science is when you can predict what's going to happen in your company, where your company is going to lead, and how can you manipulate those changes in your company, and how can you manipulate them to the betterment of your company or your organization. Let's say that's what data science concept has been so far. Or let's say data science in real time, as in your user suggestions or restaurant suggestions on Zomato could be one of the biggest use case of data science. Like uh, I order from a particular restaurant, let's say a Sandwich World restaurant or a Panino, then that suggests me similar dishes, the kind of dishes I order, the similar dishes they get from different restaurants around, and people who ordered the same dish and also ordered from some other restaurants. This is what ML is around. And yes, exactly, forecasting. There's two paths to it. Two particularly broad divisions in machine learning would be first of all, you are following the trend. That is, what your data, what how do you think exactly a company works? Like let's say Facebook or Flipkart or Amazon or Zomato, Uber Eats. All these companies, they absolutely save all the records of each and every other customer. They have to do that because this data, uh, they use it very frequently to derive insights from it. When I say insights, and then you've got a data for a customer, and your customer will be, they'll try to predict the customer's behavior, his preferences from the data you've got for every customer. And these data is being stored in different formats in different companies. So yes, data warehousing would be one of the topics I would like you guys to go through thoroughly. I think CS guys would be familiar with it. Data warehousing, then SQL would be one of the top priorities. These two things, because you are absolutely going to need to understand how data warehouses work, how data is being stored, how is it being used. There's a ETL process in data warehousing itself. You need to understand what's the, yes. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Right. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Right. 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 I saw that. Yeah. 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 So, when you would like to pursue your career in data science, I believe a junior step towards it would be a data analyst. This is a hierarchical pattern that takes place. There are several paths you can take from being a data analyst. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're a data analyst. You have to be a data scientist in the future. Um, because in SPPU we had a subject named data analytics and data mining. Also, we just rapid miner tools for classification, prediction, and clustering. Yes, exactly. It's quite interesting. The path is quite interesting. I think CSIT guys who've worked around in data science or they've done their final year projects in data science, they can definitely grab an opportunity to be directly a data science or work with programming and predictive analysis models. If you've worked around being a regression model, or could it be any type of model, if you've worked around being as a, if you've prepared some projects over it, that really does help. But at the end of the day, you need to go out there, you need to give interviews, you need to reach out to people, recruiters, and whatnot. You can just need to be absolutely active on LinkedIn. So this was one of my biggest mistake. I would say that when I was a student, I was not active on LinkedIn. You need to follow recruiters. They'll be posting interviews for you guys. I believe me, I get daily at least 10 to 12 fresher openings in data science in Pune itself. Okay. Yes, so you don't need to go on live at LinkedIn. You need to be thorough with it. And when I speak SQL, as in I don't mean like basics, just syntaxes will be expected of you. They would expect you to write complex SQLs, okay? And I've seen like I've worked around right now. The SQL goes to 3 pages or something more than that, and that would be expected of you when you come on board on a project or something. But still, as a fresher, I would expect you to write at least half a page of SQL. Okay, yeah, Python knowledge and statistics knowledge would be really great for you. I think it's Taskmaster. Yes. Uh, do you know SQL? Do you know data warehousing? That would be a stepping stone towards it. Well, data scientist and ML engineer. Well, machine learning doesn't really mean just data scientist mainly works in BI technologies. BI would be business intelligence. It is mainly used to implement in business perspective, whereas an ML engineer can be working any place else. ML is a part of being a data scientist. It's not like there are so many other applications of machine learning, like you do know image recognition. That's a kind of AI ML kind of thing. I'm not exactly thorough with it, but yes, there can be so many possibilities. You can implement so many things from ML. So that's what an ML engineer in general is. You can call a data scientist to be an ML engineer as well. So now, yes, Omkar, can you just is there some particular questions you would like to ask? No, what data science skills helped me to grow my digital marketing career? Well, I'm not exactly associated with digital marketing, but yes, Rohit. Well, generally, companies don't absolutely do not care what your marks are have been in graduation. They only care what your skill set is, what you are capable of doing. What have you done towards what you want to be? Let's say you want to be a data scientist, and what have you taken? What initiatives you've taken? How's your behavior? That's the point that absolutely matters. Your GPA does not matter. And recruiters mostly use the GPA kind of GPA thing to just filter out the students, because just because they don't want to go through the hectic process of interviewing every person, there might be thousands of candidates to go through it, right? So GPA does not matter, Tikesh. Do not get demotivated. I wouldn't say my GPA was absolutely uh, above 8.5 and something. No, I wasn't. I was a first class student from SPPU itself. So GPA does not matter. All the recruiters care is you do not have a life backlog. Even the number of backlogs do not matter. The number of backlogs you've faced in the past. Okay. Yeah. There was another question. How will it be helpful for MBA from IT graduate not have strong coding skills? I'm not sure, Srini. Have you completed your MBA? So ML engineers can also, yes, ML engineers can also be a data scientist. And yes, definitely challenges will be faced. It depends on the kind of profile you are and also the kind of organization you're working for, as in depends on the size of organization as well. Even big organizations, as a fresher, I would say, as a fresher, you do not get a lot of opportunities in huge companies. Like you, they'll be trading you on very lightly. Like they'll be giving you very small tasks at the beginning. This happens everywhere. Whereas small organizations, they'll be relying on you. They'll be helping you out. There's no doubt, but they'll be giving you big responsibilities really quick. So because the organization which has been growing absolutely fast, that's what is happening at Infosteps. It's a rapid organization, and it's grown, I think, 5 times since last 2 years. The strength at Infosteps. So yeah, not yet completed. Okay, so you're pursuing MBA. Okay, in information management. Is that it? Okay. Uh, I don't believe that being a data analyst, first of all, you do need a coding background. Being a data scientist, yes, definitely you do need a coding background, because being a data analyst, you need to work on reporting end. That wouldn't require you to be a data. You don't need programming skills if you want to be a data analyst, first of all. And I believe genuinely one needs to work as a data analyst before being a data scientist, because all the steps that you learn being a data analyst, you have to do that when you are a data scientist. And believe me, it's not something small. You spend 2 years of your life as a data scientist, as a data analyst. Even then, you won't be that skilled enough to compete with data scientists, because analyzing the data. What one of the path I would like to introduce is, when you are a data scientist, I think, are you guys familiar with what a data set is? uh, I'll just show you guys what a data set is. I'll post a link. Omkar, can you just hold on a second? I'll show you what a data set is. And yeah, 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 yeah. Can you check out the link, Omkar? The website I've pointed. Can you just scroll down on that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. Just we'll just wait for it. So yes, data set is basically an Excel sheet of data. Uh, it might not be necessarily in an Excel format, but few of you guys who might be familiar with the SQL, you do know what a table is, right? So being a data scientist, you get access to databases, and you do need to run relationships between different tables, different attributes. So yes, this is all associated with being a data analyst. So I'm not sure how much you guys might be able to keep up with the things I'm speaking of. Okay, it's not important. I'll just like to keep it clean. Omkar, did you open the link yet? Can you can you just search DOSBoss challenge? DOSBoss. Yeah, yeah. Can you just go to the link? Yes, yes. Can you just scroll down and download the December 19 data set? Yeah, yeah. Can you just open up that Excel sheet? Yeah, scroll down. Yeah, the download data set option. Yeah. So what this I'm showing you guys is, this is MicroStrategy's official website, and they release a data set every month. It's a challenge they put up for all the MicroStrategy candidates or professionals out there. Like you're supposed to build a dashboard out of it. Like you're supposed to present it. Also, Omkar, can you scroll to the head of the page? of the website that I just pointed out to you. Uh, yes, yes. Can you just head up the page? Yeah. Can you just scroll up? Scroll up. Yeah, yeah. Just scroll down a bit. Those are the dashboards that's been hovering in the website. Can you just scroll down a bit? Just a bit. Yeah. Those are what dashboards are called. The way you present the data on the website. Yeah, these are what dashboards are exactly. This is the format your clients will be using. Like what exactly what designations your clients will be having. Let's say a CFO or an MBA or a person, a manager, a marketing head. These are the kind of people they'll be observing these data. And what dashboard helps is derive insights from data, as in they help these guys, CFOs or marketing heads or managers, to make their daily decisions. Let's say my sales in a particular region is low this month. They'll have to analyze it. They'll know that this region is performing, underperforming this month. There can be various statistics ways to look at data. So this skill you develop by being a data analyst. These are what different dashboards are. And the data set you just downloaded, Omkar, is what yeah, that will be a example of what a table is in Microsoft SQL. Okay, the dataset Omkar will be opening right now. Yeah, it will just be a moment for that. So that's what a table is, and as a data scientist, what you need to understand is what the client is trying to record the data. This might be a kind of format client records their data in, and what the data is trying to say, and how can you derive insightful information. Why, like what's the end goal of the client? Do they want to minimize their expenses or maximize their profit? There could be different perspectives to it, and there can be different products output, like dashboards through these different um, for these different objectives. There can be different types of dashboards, different types of output. Yeah. Okay, it's not actually, yeah. Can you just scroll down to different Excel sheet, the edited data sheet? Yeah, this is the key tab. Yeah, go to edited data tab. Um, okay. So, yeah, yeah. Now it's showing. So this is what a data set is. You do know if some of you guys might be familiar with SQL. If you download a data set and upload it to your SQL server, then this is what is the format your organization stores the data at. Now you're supposed to derive insightful information from it, the way you'd like to present it. Then what a data analyst is kind of a consultant. Like you'll be consulting them with their business day-to-day decisions. This data set, would you like me to explain what data set this is for? Okay, let me just walk you through a little bit. This data set is for it's a sample data set. These MicroStrategy usually releases every month for a challenge, but this is how you'll be working on data sets usually. You won't be getting it in Excel format, so properly formatted, or get every data in single table. There might be thousands of table, and you'll be working with things between table. If few people might be associated with SQL, they know what a key is, how you join table, and how you merge a table. So yes, those SQL queries really helps you bring everything on a single page, right? Single table. So you put up these things on maybe a graph or a bar charts and so on. This is what consulting is all about. This is what being a data analyst is about. What data you've got and what positive outcome or what kind of what insight can you derive out of the data? Like how can it be useful if I'm a client, if I'm an MBA, how can I use this data? I don't There could be a data set of employees who'll be using. There could be a simple of every employee that's been performing, and you would like to know that how this employee will be benefiting. How is this employee performing throughout the year? What has he done? There could be data of employees itself. HRs can be using it for regular appraisals and so on. There are many use cases out there, and right now analytics is booming because people don't usually understand the key importance behind analytics, because in India, we don't have any absolutely no clients in India. We've got all the clients from either Singapore or States or Europe. Okay, so all the clients, these people do understand the importance of what data really. Why is it important to run a company? Because earlier it used to be when your CEOs or CFOs or MBAs used to make a decision for a company, let's say, then it used to be purely out of your instinct or your experience, like we should be this way or being ethical. Those were the major decisions of a company used to be made. But nowadays, no, not just nowadays, it's been going on for a while, like at least 10, 15 years now, that there's a new trend that's been coming in the market, that major decisions of a company is being made through the data they've been storing, the trend that's been going around. They know exactly what's how their company has been performing. That's what analysts do. That's what consultants do. Uh, yes, there are many reporting tools. Reporting tools are there can be many tools which you can use to present the data. First, you need to understand what kind of data it is. Like, how can I use this data? How will I present this data? Would be a different perspective. So, MicroStrategy was one of it, which I just showed you. And there could be Tableau, ClickView, Power BI, Tableau. No, it's not ClickView, Power BI. There are different reporting tools, but most MicroStrategy is one of the well. I'm not exactly a data scientist, Manoj. What I'm speaking of is, apart from ML, all the work that a data scientist needs to perform, apart from ML and Python, that's the part I'm currently working on. And yes, I have been working for ML as well. Like, I'm supposed to learn ML by the end of next year. Along with it, they'll be deploying me on a different project. That's what has been agreed to me. Which programming language is best, you think, for analytics? Should be opt for Python or R? It's respectively. It's the I don't believe that there's much difference, but I think Python is being more universal rather than R. And R being specially designed for analytics. Python, you can it depends on if you are a fresher or an experienced person. If you do want to work absolutely in analytics, I think R is fine too. But Python would be a more generic language. Like, if you know Python, then you can get different job offers too. Okay, so I would suggest you to go with Python, because that would be much easier. If what if you don't land a job as an analyst or a data scientist, then you can use your Python programming skills as well at different places. Python, I would suggest, is you can learn analytics libraries. There are pandas and NumPy. These two libraries you're supposed to learn as in Python. If you want to go for analytics, and matplot matplotlib would be for distribute for showing your maps throughout the stream. Yeah. Plotting out your charts and different types of visualizations would be matplotlib. Apart from that, I think, is there something I've missed out on, Omkar? Is there something you'd like me to just discuss? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Sublime. Where is the sublime? Okay. So what
Yeah.
I'm listening right now is like you. I mean, you're answering to all the questions that the students are asking, right? Let's just.
Right.
I mean, focus on what is your advice. I mean, have you given advices to students regarding if what skills they should be having, because skills can be anything, right? But most importantly,
Yes,
yeah, if engineering,
you need to start with SQL.
they need to start with it.
You need to start with SQL first of all. Yes, SQL and data warehousing concepts.
Warehousing concepts. Okay, okay. But what I have
Yeah.
seen a lot of students who are in engineering, and they just get hype up
Hmm.
just because there is some yeah,
Yes,
like
yes,
data
yes.
science will get money and all that thing. But when they get
Mm-hmm.
into institutions like it's very simple, but let's I mean you can just get into it and you can learn it. But it doesn't happen. After some years, I mean 1 year, they understand like this is not their game, so they just lost a lot of money. So what I'm trying to tell you is like, what are the things that they need to understand before coming into industry? That they should be clear about statistics, they should be clear about programming is something that I would like to tell.
Look, guys, it does sound very like shiny on the outer surface. Yes, it is very shiny on the outer surface that you'll be doing data science, you'll be doing this and that. Everybody has polished it very nicely. I believe that data science is a big hype, but what you usually work with is data. Okay, you'll be working with SQL most of your time. You need to be thorough with your SQL, and if you genuinely enjoy what SQL is, that could be one of your perspective to getting into analytics. But for me, it was I liked the concept of the predictive analysis, and I loved interacting with people. As in, I would have loved giving advice and guidance to people. That would have been one of my entry points to being a data analyst or a data scientist, because you'll be basically a consultant. You'll be consulting your CFOs or CFAs or CEOs, what decisions should be making for their company, what could be a good, what's going to happen if you make this decision for your company, if you uh, decide to like sell out your stocks this month, what will be the decision, what will be the impacts of it. That's what a data scientist does. But this still sounds very polished, and believe me guys, you need to try it out on yourself. You've got to try. If you want to enter being as a data scientist itself in the beginning career, you need to be thorough with at least two models, and you need to know those two models properly. Like there could be it could be a basic regression model, but you need to implement it on different levels, and you need to be really good with it. You need not do not go for quantity, go for quality. Believe me, that's what people love about it. If you are consistent with it, if you even prepare one model and work on it on a month to just get the accuracy up, that would be really great. The interview will be quite impressed for it. Then and yes, Omkar, you were
Yeah.
saying something. I'm sorry.
One more thing. I mean, I think you have answered a lot of questions, and still
Yeah,
there is less questions on the live chat now, so we can focus on some
yeah,
questions that we have prepared for. One was like,
yeah, yeah.
did you mention like how you actually came from Nagpur? So what you thought about like getting a
Hmm.
job, because it's a very big issue. You are doing these
Yeah.
things. So did you mention in the live stream like how you did it, like coming into Nagpur?
Yes, well, actually, I did. Well, I'll just mention it briefly. Like, I was hunting for a job. As I said, I was speaking to different people. How do I get a job? How do I land a job, even for an interview or something? Because I was pretty sure after a point of time, I've learned a few things along the way. I did learn SQL and data warehousing concepts a few now, and after that, I was quite sure that even if I get an interview someplace, I'm going to land a job. I was pretty sure about it. The only problem I was facing was landing a job.
Okay.
So yes, speaking to people, communicating, building your network, that's absolutely very, very important, guys. You need to communicate with professionals, go out, seek out seniors, your training and placement in
Yeah.
charges, go on LinkedIn. Those are the various resources. You just need to take
I mean,
initiative for it.
we can. I mean, what I would like to tell the students if they are watching, right, is
Mhm.
that you need to go to a lot of communities, that is community events, right? They can go on meetup.com
Exactly.
and they can.
Exactly. There are number of meetups out there in Pune. There's almost meetup
Yeah,
every day, right?
exactly.
On
And
data science,
our community partner, that is PyData, right? They are the community, one of
right?
the community in Pune who are, I mean, they are not community in data science. Data science is like a very vast word. And it also, yeah, it
Yes,
goes from
exactly.
Python. So they are Python data, like their
Hmm.
community in Pune. So if you're a student, try to come
Okay.
into that community and talk to the people who come into these events, right? Mayank is one of the organizer of this group for the Pune
Mm.
segment, and I'd like to tell you, like, go to events, go to meetups, and there are people like us who are sitting over there just to talk to you guys and give you some reference like how you can do things, right? So that could be one of the advice for the students, right?
Like even if you don't know, if you want to enter data science or something, going to meetups, listening to some seminars would really help you get insights of how things work in the industry, and why data science and implementation, practical implementation, can't exactly go on a live stream. I think it would take me a day to practically show you what phases through a data scientist or a data analyst goes through. Okay, I need a proper presentation. I'd like to meet you in person if I'll be explaining those things to you. So going to seminars would really help you guys.
One more thing. Okay, okay, some. Are you a community organizer in
Yeah.
Pune? Okay, I'm not a community organizer. Actually, Mayank is the one who is the community organizer of PyData. So go check it out. Actually, there is a link below. It's a meetup link to PyData, right? You can just go over there and join that group, and you can understand new events coming up. It's free, no issues with that. Uh, are you any community? Are you any? Okay, so more about let's. What are questions that you like to answer? Like what are things you can do?
Apart from going for meetups, you can definitely go to YouTube. You can
Yeah.
read a lot. If you just have to try it out. Okay, you just need to find your passion, right? If you're confused about being in a data scientist field or being a data analyst, just go out to Google, search what it's like being a data scientist, what it's like being a data analyst. There might be few things you understand. There might be a few things you might not understand. Okay, where to apply, guys? First of all, you can go to your placement in charges. You can seek out. There are various websites that update you on job openings. There are a lot of job openings in Pune, there's no doubt. For freshers, it's a bit hard because mostly you go through campus placements, right? So I've seen people go through only campus placements. There might be off-campus placements. That's where I got selected. So you need to absolutely keep a track of which off-campus placement is occurring, where is this drive occurring. So you'll have to have a group of people who are looking for the similar kind of job or just jobs. So if they come across this particular job profile you're interested in, then they can ping you or you can help them. So that could be really good. So just keep a track of off-campus placements. When is it occurring? One-on-one interviews would be helpful if you've worked on it or built a project and you somehow managed to get a one-on-one interview with some particular company. Because one-on-one, just single professional experience wouldn't happen that way. And for professionals, I would say try going through LinkedIn, or if you've got some friends who are working in analytics firm, or you can just contact me. I can refer you some way. Uh, I think speaking to professionals as well who are working in the domain one on one, showing them what you are doing, and even if you do not have the skill set for it and you're interested in it, you can still get through it. Like take advice from these people who are working in the
Actually, I would like to
line.
add some points. If you are an experienced
Yeah.
professional in data science,
Right.
or you're not in data science, right? I would like to
Hmm.
like just go into events in the middle. Again, I'm trying to this saying these things. Again, if you're experienced,
Hmm.
meetup guys will be open for you guys. So they need people who can explain to their new users like what is not, right? So they want some other people to come in. And if you're experienced guy, just go over there, help them, so that they can also understand who you are. And if somebody asks them that they have a job position available for your skill set, they can actually recommend you. And believe me,
Exactly.
in organizers point of view, you have no idea. I already been an organizer. I've had like more than 300 contacts. These are like complete founders or HRs, right? So if I say that I have a person who is experienced person and he needed a job in this and he is open for it, I mean, I will get like more than 20, 30 people saying me that I want this. Because I am the experienced guy, I know them. They know that I will always recommend person who actually knows something, right? They don't have to go on some portal to upload things. They will get everything from there just by talking to me. So just go out there, talk to people. Just do sit at home and drop out on LinkedIn that I'm the big guy and these things like that. Just go in your local events and just talk to them, to the organizers. They need your help. Just go there, and I know that you may have your time and things like that. It's obviously fine, but if you can talk to them and if you can actually help them in some things, they will help you a lot. That's it. I mean, that's the point I can add to.
Yeah, I think connectivity is really important. You need to build up your connections if you want to land a job. That's really absolutely important. I did that for a few months, I guess. I did do that. Well, you need to build up your contacts if you want as a professional. Go to meetups. I know, guys, it's really hard after 5 days in office. Just go on Saturday, Sundays, right? You can do that. You can do that with a couple of friends. Gather your friends who want to switch to data science. Gather your colleagues if they want to do the same. Go together. Going alone might be a bit of a pain for you guys. So yes, connecting is really absolutely important. That will really help you out.
So I think there are not a lot of questions available now, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I always think this is an interesting way to even talk. I mean, since it's a live conversation, you're not physically sitting, so like
Mhm.
it gets more boring and things like that. So one more question he has added. We will go to that after this point. Let me explain.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, is it possible that we can take a use case, a simple use case, and you can just
Hmm.
reverse engineer it and tell people that what your role can be in that, right? But okay, so there are two questions now. Let's go with that questions. Yeah.
Well, certifications do matter for the people who are professionals. For freshers, or even my perspective is like certifications do not absolutely do not matter if you've prepared a project or done something or you know something, you know Python, or you don't know a few models thoroughly, because they'll be cross questioning you on those models or questions, and they'll know your knowledge level. The people professionals exactly get immediately your knowledge level when they cross question you. Okay, so certifications do not matter, I believe genuinely. You just need to learn things on your own. It doesn't matter what source it is, because learning is important more than certifications. Yeah. I think try not to be negative. Be mostly try show your strong points in it, and keep it neat. There are several templates online you can look up, and what else can a resume look like? Your achievements through it. You'll have to go through self analysis for a few week, I think, because even I know it's a bit of pain preparing a resume, because you have to analyze yourself for a few times and think over your strengths. Yes, SWOT analysis would really help. You can just search up what a SWOT analysis is. I think you guys might be familiar if you've attended college conferences or something that introduce you what SWOT analysis is and how to prepare resumes. It's a very generic term, believe me. Chayan, resume only gets you to the interview, because after that, what you've done and what you know is really what matters at the end of the day. Resume, they wouldn't even read it or emphasize it that
I mean,
much.
I would like to add more points on this regarding these certifications, right? Uh, I have seen some of the companies who have like a preset of data. I mean, if you have HRs, right, a big company, so these HRs have point of views. Like I will, if the student has this, then I will get you in this funnel, right? Most of the medium scale companies don't believe that because they have cost constraint and other things. But I mean, somebody's calling me. Just a second. Just a second. Yeah. Okay.
No.
So what happens is, I have seen like for big companies they need a proof of verification whether he is actually doing things or not. And many of the institutions have this inner contacts within the companies. So if you buy their course, they will get direct access to the company. I know this is something like I'm trying to sell something, but I'm not trying to do it. It's a fact. It's a real fact that institutions have access to companies, HRs, and all that. If you think about it, and if you are not really confident about it too much, and you want like spoon feeding is a thing, Indians love it. Believe me, not
Hmm.
even like from
It's been a
like
thing.
from the 100 students, like there will be 95% of the students who need spoon feeding, and I understand that,
No.
and also it's very educational problem rather than psychological problem. Uh, so
Hmm.
I will recommend you. I mean, one of the supporters that we have is Pro School Online. You can go. There is a link down below where you can go to the link, and they have a lot of branches in Pune and multiple cities. They are really good in what they do. I have personal contacts with them. That is something I can tell you. Obviously, I'm still for like if you are really passionate about doing things, you don't need anything. You don't even need certifications. You don't even need a lot of things. I mean, believe me, you don't
Yes,
even need
exactly.
resumes. You know why?
Yeah.
Because if you go to events and just talk to people, there will be some guy who is a founder of some company. You don't know about that, and you just talk to him and he's like, "Can you like to join my company?" Because I have already got more than 8 people who told me like, "Why not join my company?" And I've said no to them. So let me tell you one thing. If you're really passionate about things, you can do it anywhere, anytime. But if you need some help, obviously you have to spend some bucks for doing that. So that's my point to add. Okay, you can continue. Thoughts on MS? Some. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir.
So I will be on call.
Yeah. Again, there's a big question behind it. Again, back question to you, Chayan. What specialization are you going to pick even in MS, right? And I think, Chayan, you're professional, right? Working professional, right? And it absolutely matters a lot. What skill sets do you have for MS, and why MS? Yes, there's a lot of ocean of opportunities you get. You're a working professional, right? MS would help you get a career in particular specialization you'd like to, if you pick one. But when you're applying for different colleges, they'll be looking at your resume. They'll be looking why you want to get into a data science course. Let's just stick to data science and not get involved with other specializations. They'd like to know what kind of background you've got on data science or data analyst. Me, let's say, me being a data analyst would really look a good profile on it. Like this guy already knows all the things that's been around, that's required to build up a data scientist, and that would be really a piece of cake to get into a university when you're a data analyst and you want to upgrade your skill sets to a data scientist. So yes, your background definitely matters. What you've been working on, and if let's not get demotivated motivated with it if you're not even associated with it. Data analyst, what kind of certifications you uphold and why you want to build up being a data analyst or data scientist. So when you're applying for the job, there's a statement you're supposed to put up, right? What is it called? Not exactly, can't recall it. You're supposed to give your purpose, why you want to join, and what leads you towards this data science course. So yes, you need to give a thought over it, why you want to pursue in a data scientist. Statement of purpose, yes, exactly. Statement of purpose is required for you, right? So your statement of purpose decides when you don't have a background in data science. So your SOP decides what kind of college you'll be getting into and your GRE marks and so on. We do know the background about, right? Then uh, what other questions would you guys like me to discuss? Yeah. It's a form you need to, it's a kind of a booklet you need to submit for when you're applying for MS.
Okay.
You're supposed to describe what you want to do in your life eventually, future, why you want to apply in our college, and what kind of background you've got, and what do you hope to achieve in future. How will it be good for us, for United States or the particular country you're applying in? So that's what. Yeah. Um, companies still prefer experienced people even if they have done masters. Uh, yes, definitely. In yes, yes, this point I forgot to mention right now that when you are experienced in data science, yes, your experience definitely matters when you complete your graduation after MS, like your post graduation you completed. Then what past experience you've got, that absolutely does matter because they'll be looking at. I'm sorry, Omkar, can you mute your end? Omkar, hello? Hello? Yes. So it will be very a piece of cake for you to land a job after your post graduation. I'm sorry. Just hold on a second. Omkar, yes, there's a disturbance from you, and can you please, yeah. So experience does matter when you are in data science because past experience, uh, you do know that when you apply in India, there's a recruitment drive for engineers, right? There's no such drive kind of concepts for graduates in United States or any other country in the like it's in Europe or Canada or any other country you want to apply for MSN. There's a there's a day where company comes and puts up their stall or yeah they'll be you'll be giving them your resume, and if you get a call back then only you'll be getting an interview for it. There's no recruitment drive kind of purpose. Mostly, what I've seen so far is Amazon is being mass recruiters for Indians abroad. Yes, uh, experience does matter because they'll be looking at your resume straightforward, and if you've worked around those technologies, they know that you know your things. Because work experience, it's nothing like self-learning. Self-learning and work experience are two different things. Because when you know a few, let's say you know scripting, and when you know it and when you've worked on it, there's a huge difference. Because when you're working on it and when learning it, you just know what scripts to use, what scripts to run, what syntaxes are. But when you've worked around it, you'll be facing various problems, and you'll just get to know things much better, and you'll be exploring things around the technology. So that's what people really want. Like they want you to be independent when you work. They want you to contribute from your first day itself to the company. That's what people would want when you get a high paying salary, right? They would want something really productive out of it. They would want a candidate who's entirely capable of handling things that's been assigned to him on his own. So yes, experience does matter. Relevant experience does matter, I would say, in the kind of specialization you're trying to pick. Yeah, I guess there was. Well, mathematics, it depends again. I'm not sure what data science mathematics is. So far, being an analyst, I haven't been associated with mathematics so far. But I think you do need to know the background math for different algorithms you're applying, different kinds of model you're applying. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, man, Pranjal. I'm not sure what mathematics is associated with data science. I'm not sure about it quite much. Yeah. Guys, is there anything else you'd like me to answer? Yes. News coming in these days regarding failure of most DS projects and companies. Is it a bad sign for us? Companies are failing to apply for data science in their problems. Well, look, failures will be coming in their way, definitely. There are number of use cases. There's no like risk towards new freshers because ML is a vast field. Okay, data science is a vast field, and there's a potential capability in ML. Okay, depends on the people who are working towards it and the kind of project it is. There are failures in projects. There's no doubt there are a lot of failures in projects, but at the end of the day, companies aren't going to stop with ML so far. Even in analytics domain, it's been said that only 20% of the companies around the globes actually implement or make their decisions based on analytics requirements, as in they've got an analytics company who's been serving them. As I showed earlier, the dashboards or reports, these are the kind of analytics. This is analytics services. When you prepare a dashboard for a client, this is what you're offering to the clients. And there are less than 25% companies around the globe that's been making their company decisions based on analytics consultancy. So there's a lot of scope of growth. There's no way I would say that Companies aren't, they won't be hiring for data scientists or so on. They would be terminating the projects in data science. No, it's only increasing. So far, yes, it's been increasing only. Yeah.
Fine. Is it all the answer questions
Yeah.
answered?
Yes, guys. I think, is there anything else you'd like to ask? You've got some doubts around it.
Because I think we will be closing up very soon. It's 12:15 now. So, what do you think about? I mean, was the session good? And what do you think
Yeah.
about the future of data science? Like as you said, everything. I think the job positions will be more now. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Omkar.
Yeah, I mean, there will be a lot of job. Okay, can we connect? So the next speaker is
Yeah.
getting very soon. Okay. Anyway, so आप अगर जाने से पहले क्या क्या कहना चाहते हो? Anything you want to say to our audience? Because it's been a
Guys,
really
just,
great day. I mean,
I think the highlight for the session was, you do need to reach out to meetups. All the freshers, definitely, I would suggest you next weekend you have to go to a meetup. Okay, that was absolutely a highlight for this session, I would say. Connect to people, explore even the people who are not sure. Drag them along with you, your friends. Get them to go to different tech meetups. It might not be necessary for being a data science or anything. You'll get to know, you'll get to learn new words around it you won't even know, and you'll get to meet new people, new companies you won't be able to find them online. There could be separate startup companies who might visit there and display themselves, show themselves to the world, and they might not be online yet. There could be many such possibilities, so please go to meetups. That would really help you kickstart your career.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Is it fine now? So
Yeah.
can we disconnect?
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks for coming here, Dipanshu. I mean, I'm so much happy that you came.
Thank you, Omkar.
I'm glad.
It's been a really great sessions for me so far. I've loved it so far.
Oh, that's awesome. And thank you for audience. I mean, keep a login. Actually, there is a next speaker coming up,
Yeah.
which is Yash Agarwal. He's an experienced person, and now he's speaking on regression model and more about like his experience. We have to give this session in a very non-technical way because we are targeting mostly students, right? And so we will come up with the next speaker, Yash Agarwal, in 5 to 10 minutes. Meanwhile,
No.
Deepanshu sir, thank you for coming, and
Yeah.
I hope it
Thank
was
you,
good
Omkar.
for you.
Thanks a lot.
I hope it
Yeah.
was
It
helpful
was
for you.
absolutely great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It was really. Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Bye. See you next time,
So,
sir.
bye bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just check. You got the okay. This image. Mm, yes. No, wait for. Uh,
We are live now. Okay, we are live now. Let me just check. कैसा दिख रहा है?
Okay.
We are live now actually. We are completely live. I'm just checking out कि YouTube पे कैसा दिख रहा है. Oh, it's fine. It's working really nice.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So low. Okay.
So I'm audible as well.
Yes. 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 You're audible. Uh, Let me just.
Okay. Don't show that picture now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
I've given you one link. Show that link first.
You have WhatsApp me the link? Yes. 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 Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Got it. Got it.
So let me start
Yes.
my session. Afterwards, you can show
Yes.
that
Sure.
link.
Yes. Let's go.
After once I introduce myself, then continue with
Yes.
that link.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go then. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes. Yes.
should I start?
You can start. Yeah.
Hello guys. Okay. 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 Super. Hello guys. Yash. Sound actually. Is it lagging? Okay. Hello. Hello. Can I start? Okay. Okay. नहीं अभी आ रहा है. Okay. Hello guys, this is Yash. So we are here for the session on regression. Superb. Regression. It's a big term, no? Let's start with this. Myself, Yash, I am from mechanical background. We have completed my ME in mechanical. So many of you are like many of you might be feeling like, how can someone come with a mechanical background in this field? So, is it like, I feel like people are like, oh, you are from mechanical, oh, you are from oh, sorry, PA, the outward fields for the data science. But I think this is the most appropriate field because being on an engineering side, mathematics side, you came to know about the mathematics. So you are quite related to data and mathematics. That is a big part of data science. On the other hand, what developers see a student miss in their journey is they miss the actual logical part. No, exactly not logical, but the layman terms. They are quite adaptive to that computer science technicality. But when it comes to the point that how when they try to manage the things with operations people, managers, it's like a big trouble. They have to face a lot of troubles. That's where DevOps came to to minimize that error. So there's the mechanical engineer is plays a big part, or not exactly mechanical people, a, a person who is not from a CS background, so that he can pin and point out each and every single and layman doubt. So this is what led me to grow my career in such a nice way. Actually, I have completed my BE. Then I have moved to. I was interested in robotics and all. So I came to know about the few learning of this languages and all. Then I have moved to Python and I have heard about artificial intelligence a lot. So I've started with machine learning. Basically, my questions was like when people used to from CS background, they're like quite comfortable with this. Oh, machine learning, we have gone through this, we have studied it. When you study something, you should study with a clear clarity. This I have understood from my cousin. He gave me this idea that you should study with a clarity in our school life. I don't say our school life was that bad, but ठीक है, but that's fine. We studied a lot. We have done a lot of numerics in 11, 12, this, that, this derivation. But what is the meaning of it when it comes to application? Because we haven't told about it how to apply. Just talk in the normal sense. When we check the memes in WhatsApp, actually I'm a very down to earth, very connected person. So I know when we come to WhatsApp, there are lots of memes. We have learned this, where it is coming to use in our life. Everyone, every engineer used to say that. Every engineer, every working employee, they WhatsApp such means that where we are going to use this, where we are going to use this derivations, this, that, this mathematical big terms. But actually these terms are applicable in data science. When you play with this data, you have to, when you apply the algorithms, nowadays there are there are more people with less knowledge and high adaptability. They are very adaptable to new softwares, machine learning softwares, this, that. But when it comes to explanation to a layman, when it comes to explanation to managers, they take a setback. They don't know how to explain. They are just like, this is theta, this is our model, this is the accuracy. But on what basis this accuracy has turned up? They are not able to say that. So it is the most important part which they should be concerned about. The people who are starting now and the students are learning now, they should, and the people who have started their career, they should think on this. They should think on this. Sorry, they should think on this, that how we should do it. Why are we doing it? If you have something in your hand, okay. So this is and initial days of mine in my studies, in my curriculum, it was like very different. Everyone was like distinguishing me, like you are from mechanical. Oh, okay. There's a bit problem with CS student as well. When I used to ask someone a very basic doubt, what is server? Okay, what is the server do? These are very basic question, and every CS student understand this question. But they also have some hidden facts that they don't know, but they can't ask, because if they ask as well, na, people are like, you are from CS background. This much you should know at least. And in order to hide that from others, or to maintain the image, they don't ask these questions. And being from the non IT background, or not CS background, I can ask these questions to anyone, and everyone is ready to explain me, because they are like, you are from not this field now. So this helped me to grow faster and better, and I know the better crunch, and I try to get those crunch which people miss. As I've seen in my field as well, I've seen the people in mechanical too. Now, what they miss. So I have, from there I got this how to get the crunch out of the certain things. So this was my journey, and now I have suggested you students as well how to start. Now I think let's move to some topics, and I think the study is fun only and if and only if you get a right person to deliver it, and you have the clear understanding of it, and doesn't accept a single concept up till you don't have a clear clarity, and you can not explain anyone. Every student learning is dependent on two things: from where he is learning and from where he is delivering. Because when you deliver, You get the clarity of what you have learned, and you try to make yourself more clear and deliver the speech or your content. So this is how it should work. So sir, can you please open that link? I'm not here to teach you, I'm not here to explain you anything. I'm just giving you an example, just a view how you should do yourself, how you should study yourself, how you should frame yourself, build your own examples. Regression. Whenever you come to this now, whenever you come to this live sessions and all, oh no, no, we will study something. No, no, no. You can study everything by yourself. There are few and plenty of things available. You just need the right steps to. So wait, let me check. Sir, can you provide me that YouTube link again? Oh, okay, I got your link. Okay. Uh, fine. So can't hear you properly. Sorry, Tesh. Actually, due to some internet connections, this is a trouble I'm facing as well. But still, I'm working on it, and we are working on it. Okay, fine. Uh, so regression. Yes, yes. So is it? Have you started with the chat? Okay. Okay. Super. 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 So, regression for everyone. As the title suggests, I have made this first of the article. I have I have started with this article. I have just kept in mind. I just take this in mind that learning should be for everyone. This is my the basic concept behind this article. From where I have just taken a simple example of regression. When people come to different books and go through various books, they come with various terminologies in machine learning. And one of the basic and first term they come across is regression. And everyone, when the people are learning from the wherever background, they come with various things. Regression with theta, with phi, with summation sign, this, that, a high variance of weight. So this all terms came to their mind and they just explain this like, oh my god, just mess the things and they explain start their examples is like, hello, okay, fine. So when 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 they start with the machine learning, they come this regression term, and this regression term, huge theta, weight, bias term, and they explain the interviewer, they explain the professors like anything. Matlab, people, professors and the interviewers, they are actually taking your interviews, and they are the ones who have gone through this from quite a long time. So we might be thinking that they don't know anything, they are not aware of this, but they accept the fact that you are learning. So they are accepting your opinions, and how you are explaining them, they accept it as okay, fine, but they know the actual fact behind this. So respect them. This as I want to say to you all. So how it is theta but there you have no clarity. The one who have clarity, they always come with an example. So this is the main learning from this. Now from now, that whenever you are explaining something, come with an example, so that everyone will able to connect you. So I think everyone here have went to some Uber cab. Mostly everyone have tried Ola, Uber. Have you ever tried na? So let's come with this. When you try the Ola or Uber app, you book a app. So what you have to do, you have to pay. You pay like this. You initially have to pay a some amount of money. Take it as x amount you have to pay. So whenever you enter the cab, you have to pay X amount of pay. Either you travel for 10 kilometers or 20 kilometers. That isn't another issue. You have to pay some amount of some amount of money, and that is the bias term. This keep into in mind. We will talk about this later. Okay. Now, if you are moving from this article is good, you can go through this article, but I'm just taking an overview of this article. So, if you are traveling for Pune to Goa, and one of your friend is moving from Pune to Mumbai, so will okay, what are the expenses they might face? Or take it this way, who will be on a paying greater amount of money? Obviously the person moving to Goa, although he will enjoy a lot, but still he will be paying a lot to Uber than a person moving from Pune to Mumbai, as the distance is increasing. Okay, so the distance is directly proportional to the price. Okay, so in the end, when a person moving from Pune to Goa has to pay a some 200 amount of bucks, that if the person is moving from Pune to Mumbai, he will be paying just 50 bucks. So this is the difference. This is the basic single variable regression. That's it. There is nothing else you need to understand about regression. If something is rising with something in some ratio, that is regression. A very basic example of regression. You can think it this way. Okay. Now comes a bias term. Now the comes the actually this is what we have planned and we have deployed. Okay, a big technical term. We have deployed this model. As the distance will increase, we will increase the fare price, and our model is done. But this is where the technical people and manager people came into existence, where the manager says, sorry, if we allow this, and if someone books the cab and doesn't go for a ride, then the maintenance cost for booking that cab and the maintenance cost for that app will be applicable, and we have to pay that. So whenever someone is stepping into our cab, they should pay some X amount. So this is a big issue. So there's where the bias term came into existence. This is where the data science came into existence, because that model is they're really available. You have to take the two proportionality and make a model. But there's where the bias term, a data science knowledge comes in. So you should have a core knowledge, domain knowledge, in order to tackle any situation. So this is how it goes. So okay. So next step, if if you have to travel, if you came to know, okay, you got it, you are superb. Now you got the basic concept bias and what is regression. Okay, this is a very simple single variable regression, linear regression, that too, because linear it is, because one is moving with similar ratio with another. Okay, now let's come with this. When you come to know that a person moving to Pune, moving from Pune to Goa and from Pune to Mumbai is have to pay the same amount. Now, some question will arise. I think they should arise, but how it is possible? As we have discussed, the Goa is far away, as the distance is too large for Goa from from Pune, and Mumbai is very near to Pune. So how is it possible? Now the another variable introduced, that is time. The cab waiting in traffic or travel time, he is taken into consideration. So this is the another feature that is introduced in order to make the model more multivariable problem. This is where the multivariable, when you have two or more variables, assume this, you have an Excel file. What the column shows you now, what they are the features, they are the variables. So there is the another variable, time. So amount of time spent in the traffic of Mumbai is equivalent or more than the amount of time spent in the uh, journey of Pune to Mumbai. So this has created this has created the equality. So there we comes with an other
Actually,
variable
slight lag कर रहा
is your distance, x was your distance.
है. Okay, okay. Now,
Is it? Okay, okay. So y is your actual total fare and m is the m slope. I will tell you about this slope as well, technically as well. And x is your distance. B is the bias term, we have discussed about it. X is the distance which is coming into existence when we are taking the only distance parameter, and m is the slope. Slope is a technical term. Let me differentiate it in a layman's term. It is the ratio of how much fare would it add for a particular unit of distance. Matlab, sorry, if you are traveling for a meter, how much amount you have to pay? Take that ratio and multiply it with distance. So this is how it works now. Now this is the technical graph that everyone, oh my god, now finally few people have who have gone through this course of machine learning and they have studied in their curriculum, they are quite happy to see these graphs because they are used to see these graphs how this it works. This is my total fare and this is my distance. As my distance is increasing, my total fare also increases. That we can simply see, very simple example. And what this blue dots are, these blue dots are nothing but data points. Data points, you can imagine this as a points that had been captured for doing analysis, points that is used for doing some work, and the regression line is the line that fit best for giving an prediction. If you have the data for only total fare of 300 and distance of 60, but someday or someone travel from Uber to 90 kilometers, so what price should it gives? That comes out with regression problem. This is where regression problem has generated, this is where the machine learning has generated. Okay, so let's move on. Now, yes, now with time constraint. As we have introduced a second variable, time. So what is it is taking y. What is y? Y actually taking the another ratio with total fare. How much fare should it be distributed with time constraint? So this is another part. So now we are coming with a different equation, that is base fare plus distance with distance ratio plus time into time ratio. So there is a total fare comes for Uber. Now we came to know how it is a dual way, a multivariable, two variable problem for simple linear regression. Now tell me about, let me tell you about simple linear regression. Simple it is, as you can see, it is very simple, and linear is like it is following a linear graph. It is not a non-linear. As you can see, it is a straight line. Okay. Uh, so let me give you some few thoughts about it. Okay. When now we have done with this concept, you I think you have got the basic concept about regression, and this is how actually the practical companies work. This is how the Uber works. These are not the only two constraints. They follow almost 80 to 100 constraints in order to, and we just know the few, as we have explained very few. There can be many more. There can be how much hold time it is there. So that is one of the constraint. They can add how much amount, how after certain point, after certain distance, the fare will expand exponentially. There we can start. So there are many more constraints that Uber is going through right now, and this is how the basic and very basic introduction to linear regression. Now we can see that there is an epsilon sign. What is that epsilon sign? So whenever we are predicting these values, we tend to make mistakes. Our algorithm as well tend to make mistake, because it exact when we calculate something, it is going to give me this much result. But when we are actually going through that process, it may be not that perfect. So that error is known as residual as well. Is uh, is set by epsilon, is added in the equation by epsilon. Okay, so there are various types of errors. Let's discuss this some other day. Okay, let me discuss it in a very basically. Mean absolute error, mean square error, these are the few types of errors. Mean absolute percentage error. Why it is now, let me explain you it bit depth. Okay. Why it is we are not taking the error as minusing the two errors. If we got 14 of some value is predicted as 14 and actual value was 12, so our error would be 2 points. Fine. So okay, and we have other, let's check it this way. Now what is, why it is not taken as error? Okay, simple error. So mean error, why we have not taken it as mean error? Why we have to come up with root mean error or mean square error? Why we have to come up with that? Let me explain you that. If we have taken, that's just a 2 point over there. Now next point would be 10. Maybe it has someday it has taken a lower value. Uber have taken a lower value. So if we take the error of this two, what will be? It will be zero. It will show zero error. That will be perfect, and we are almost giving the perfect solution. But how is it possible? This means if we are making mistakes and adding those mistakes, we are getting no mistakes. Is it practical? Is it actually possible? No. So there we come with square error. So what exactly square error is doing? It is what negatives the sign of it. The time Uber is predicting negative minus 2 points. So it is squaring the both the answers and taking the mean. But there is some issue with this as well. It is adding what 2 becomes 4 and minus 2 also becomes 4. They added to 4 8. But what exactly happening is, when we are taking this error, it is increasing with a high pace. So as the data point increases, it is increasing with a high pace. So this should not be the case. So then we come to root mean square. So what it exactly do? It takes the square of this and take the root of this. So that we are getting the, actually we are not getting the exact error, but very near to that exact error. So this is a point of research, and we are mostly in industries we are following the RMSE, that is root mean square error. So this is how it is. Now I think I should take some questions. Sir, can you help me with that question, sir?
Yeah, which one?
That blog have, if some blogs have any questions.
Just a minute, just a minute. Log doesn't have any questions.
Okay, super. So, okay, nice. So let's move on to then confusion matrix.
Fusion. Is it?
No, I have sent you that picture. Okay. So how many of you are aware of this confusion matrix? I'm just assuming you have made a model. Okay. Just I'm assuming that a few of you maybe have gone through this, how the workflow goes in machine learning and how you have built a model. So when are you presenting your model in front of your manager? What you do? You give your accuracy, you give your taste, and you make data, take the data, do the pre-processing, feature engineering. That if you have some missing values, operating with that, and finally do a test train or cross-validate it and done your predictions. Came up with an accuracy, and if that accuracy is very good, if that accuracy is like you are getting a 90% accuracy on train set, then you are like very confident, so your model is performing superbly. So how it comes to confusion matrix, then the confusion matrix tells you how that accuracy should be. So what exactly it is, when you are performing when you perform checking an accuracy on the trained data set, and not checking on the test data set. Test data set is the data set where you don't have that data set is not available to you. The company keep that test data set with themselves, and they introduce that test data when they want to test your performance, how your model is behaving. So this is what happens with this. There it comes the hypothesis testing and confusion matrix. And all. Let's just let me begin with this. So we have taken an example. We have taken an example. If a person is ill and you are going to a doctor, you are going to a doctor and he is like, okay, he, and how would you predict that doctor is knowledgeable or not? So this you can go with this example. If you are really ill and your algorithm is your doctor, okay, so your algorithm predict you are ill and your algorithm also predicting you are ill. So that is a superb case, that is called as true positive in confusion matrix. Confusion matrix itself, the name is confusion because it is itself confused. It is not that uh, perfectly framed. They have been made by a very big scientist or some very big personality, but actually it's some confusion itself. So let me clear that confusion. That is a very basic confusion, but actually people very few people understand this confusion. Okay, let me continue with this. So if you are ill and your algorithm is also predicting you ill, that is true positive. Okay, so this is the true positive means this many times your algorithm has predicted the right answer for the right question. Okay. Now, if your algorithm is predicting that you are not ill, okay, but you are actually ill, then it goes to true negative. You are getting it? Okay, this I think is a bit complicated example for initially. Let's everyone is a good cell phone user, so let me continue with that. If you're a good face recognition, what face recognition lock system you have, and if your lock system allows you, that is superb. How many times it allows you, that is called as true positive in a confusion matrix. Okay, if your face recognition system recognize your face and allows you, that is called as true positive. Okay, if your cell phone lock face recognition system allows another person as you to that lock, then it is called as, think over it, what it can be. It will be true negative. Okay, sorry. It is still confusing to me as well. Let me give you a clear idea. What exactly it is doing? It is allowing your friend as well. Okay, allowing your friends as well, but it should not allow. It should not allow. So it is doing a false task, right? So take it as false. Now, what you will take it? You will take it as positive because it is allowing. Okay, so then it comes with false positive. Listen to this, actually it is bit confusing, you should have a clarity on this. When your face recognition system allowing different person than you, it is doing a false task. So okay, he is allowing the wrong person, so he is doing a false task. So false but allowing, so positive. Got it? So this is how it is. Okay, now for a true negative, if you are not the right person and it is stopping you to get into to that cell phone, to that system, that this is called true negative, as it is doing a right work, and you are not letting you in, so it is doing a right work, so it is true negative. Fine. Now what will be the false negative? If you are not allowed and it's your cell phone and you are not allowed, then it is false negative. Okay, now take it with this example. You are ill and your algorithm is predicting you are not ill, then which one it would be? Just sell me, just I just need interactions, yeah. Sir, can you is there is no comments? Okay, okay. Okay, so okay, super. So that let's go with this then. As we can see, as as our algorithm is predicting that we are not ill, but we are ill. So this will be what it is doing. It is doing a false task, but it is predicting we are not. So it will be negative. So it is doing a false negative work. When now when we are not ill and it is showing not ill, that will be true negative. It is doing a right task and not saying it is not ill. Okay, that is a true negative. So this is the basic concept behind the confusion matrix. It will be a diagonal will always give you the first column, first cell of your confusion matrix. One what we call is that first row and first column will give you correct prediction for every correct value, and the diagonal will give you subsequent values for that, how many misclassified points are being related to that columns. Okay, So what will be the accuracy? Accuracy is the true positive plus true negative by the total number of misclassification he has done with the proper classification. Precision is the let's take it with an example. What actually people demands in company is uh, let's take it this way. There are few companies come with accuracy in their product. They are very much aware of this and very much interested in accuracy. Few companies they want the accurate result. No matter what you do, whatever algorithm you apply, they don't have to do it with that. They don't want the explainability as well, but they want the accuracy. So there you have to focus on accuracy. You don't want to have focus on various other things. So there can be four possibilities: high accuracy and high precision. That is the most people demand. It is like you are targeting a bullseye. You are targeting a bullseye with a precision of 100 out of 100. That is a superb case. 100 out of 90. That is a superb case. That is precision. This means you are 90 times hitting the bullseye. Okay. So this is precision with high accuracy and precision with low accuracy. So you are hitting a not bullseye. You are hitting at 70 meters, but precisely on 70, 71, 72, 70, 70. That is high precise but low accurate. Accurate but low precise. You are hitting 40 times to the bullseye, but 60 times outside that circle. So that is low precision, random precision. So basically, industry is working on and continuously working on high precision and high accuracy. So this was the precision and accuracy where the confusion matrix is very much responsible and very much helpful. So so this huh? Actually, it's like various banking companies are very much into it. Like in Indian banking companies such as SBI and all in India, it is like they want that their customer for the loan. Let's just take a scenario for a loan prediction test. They are ready to they are ready to they are ready to what we say disqualify their applications disqualify their applications in loan detection systems more rather than giving loan to a random person. Okay, if there are 1,000 loan application in India, uh, our system we have to make it this way that it should filter the algorithms, filter the applications such a way that it should get 90%, 95% accuracy on getting a right person. Okay, so that we cannot give a loan to 10. We cannot manage that error to 10%. Okay, but in US and Europe, this countries, what their banking system is, they are not ready to say no to their customers. So they want they, so because there the fraud system is like not we are sorry to say, but in our country we are facing this issue of big fraudism. So in India, bankings are taking more preventive measures so that we should not give the amount to maximum people, but we should focus on very precise and very specific amount of people. So high precise and high accurate people only. But there in those countries they cannot disagree the agreements of their loans. So they are ready for if they make few misclassification as well. In India we are ready for if we disallow some misclassification as well. So, okay. Mostly people are preferring Python and Java. These are the two which are on a boost. And for statistics and finance related work, R is competing with Python a lot. But still, Python is winning over everyone as it has a wide application and it has Why finance domain is beating Python with R is just because R has statistical model that are built in its packages, and Python we have to make an custom packages for it. Yes, statistical. Hmm. Yes. 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 So that's all from my side. So, yep. Hmm. Actually, I'm freelancer. I'm working with Mr. Prashant Shah. He's an international corporate trader. So I'm working with under him. I'm doing a freelancer work under him. Yes, exactly. Actually, a kind of data science. Actually, he used to get the basic projects from the companies, and he used to work on that, and I used to help him out with that things. Okay. Okay. Let me tell. I can't share that, but I can share the one of the project that I have gone through. I have worked on credit card fraud detection that I have uploaded on GitHub. People can view that. I will provide them the link as well. So actually, what exactly the problem is? There are many fraud detections available in the market currently, but people are facing various issue with that. So I have built a model. I have taken the various companies' data. I have taken the various data from various companies, not exactly for a single company, and merge that data and do various pre-processing on that data and build a model with a random forest. I have used the algorithm as random forest. Then I have used that I have gone through various metrics that which all matrices are going best with that. Then I came up with that I have used the technology of Flask in order to connect my model with the backend in Python only. Flask is a better wrap-up version of Django. Django is a pure Django is a pure version of Python for the developers. But as I'm not on a developer side, I'm from machine learning side, data scientist. So I have taken a wrapper technology of Flask, where I've completed my work with back end and front end, where I've clubbed this project and uploaded it on GitHub so that it can be used there as well. And now I'm working on it to make it on a Amazon cloud with an application so that it will be a real-time application so that number of times entry will come, it will directly predict how who will be doing the who will I'm not disclosing the factors which I have taken, but it will exactly predict who will be just you have to feed the data in that deposit in that model, and it will exactly tell the amount, and he will be doing the possibility of that probability of possibility of doing fraud that
That's
as well.
awesome. So, I mean, is the product built or is in process?
Is it in process? It is almost done. I'm working on application right now. It is done. It has been model is built and backend has been generated. Now it is from an application based. So I'm working on that application and it will be soon applicable for everyone.
So how
Use
much
with
experience? I
everyone.
mean, how much years experience you have now, right now? 8 months.
8 months.
I mean, that's very new, and
Yes.
that's really awesome because of the new students thinking of coming in this industry. So let's say like if you have any student who is asking for advice in data science, right? Who wants to get into that. I've
Okay.
seen that most of the students
Okay.
don't even understand what actually it is. but they see some YouTube videos and they
Mhm.
think about like doing this. So, what all advices you like to give to the such kind of students, right, who are interested in this?
Uh, Actually, I feel data science is a tool. It is not in field. It is a tool. People call this as a field. It is a tool. It should be one who want to get a great knowledge and want to start a great success plan. He who is planning for a great success. He should get a domain knowledge first. Once you have a domain knowledge, once you know about something, some industry, how it works, or anything, if you are not familiar with any industry, you should know your college, how your college works, and something that you should be knowing everything end to end. Then data science is a tool which will help you to analyze it more better, more formally, and help you to get it further more. This algorithm will just help you to do that more betterly and more preferable way. That's it. That is my suggestion for the younger ones who are coming to this field. Don't just come directly with a raw step directly to this data science course and complete this course and start with internship and all. Don't do that. It won't lead you a very very nearby or very uh, good position. First, get a domain knowledge so that you can explain what you are doing. You should know what you are doing, for what you are doing. This should be clear.
Okay, and if somebody is really interested to come into this domain now, and what skills he needs to be understood
Okay.
before coming into this, right? Skills.
Okay. Basics. I feel that he should
Okay.
good in mathematics. Not exactly big mathematics. Just complete the few topics of mathematics: linear algebra, probability. Just go with few permutation combinations. Permutation combination will help him to get an analyzing aura for his
Okay.
growth. Okay, few statistics concepts: mean, median, mode. What are this? How it can be static deviations. These are the few basic mathematical concepts he should introduce by himself, and basics of few basics of coding. What exactly coding is and
Yeah,
how
I
it is
think they need
working.
to
That's it.
understand the
He can.
loops and functions and how what objects are. These are some basic understandings of
Okay.
programming. And what if for MBA students? Because we have previously we actually got some students who are in MBA and they want to go in data science because a lot of business decisions are made on data, right? So, what you would like to tell this kind
Yes.
like MBA guys?
Actually it is very easy. Say they don't need to do the high coding part. They just need the data. They are people who don't have to work on this as much as the data scientists used to do. They can start with the course as data scientists, but they are like manager
Ah,
of
okay.
data analytics. They have different posts in companies. Various companies have various posts, but they have a manager at data scientist. So what they used to do, they just get the reports of this analysis, and they have to judge this analysis as well. So they can do one thing. They can start with this as an what they can do. They can start with the various
Oh,
case
okay.
studies of this. They don't need to go they don't need to go with this flow of data science. They don't need to learn that much coding. Basic few course of online from anywhere. They can do Python course and get the few final outcomes. They just need to analyze what exactly model is doing. That's it. They don't need to understand the mathematical concepts. Nothing. For them, it is better to go with R,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
with
that
Python.
makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, there was one question, and I was interested. I mean, when I was trying to explain MBA guy that what a data science, not data
Yes.
science, but what data can be important for MBA students. He also told me like, is it similar to business intelligence? Do you know about business intelligence?
Yes.
I actually don't know, so it's there in difference.
Actually, I haven't gone through that as well, but I can relate. It is similar kind of data analytics on a business sense.
Yeah, understand. It actually makes sense. Like you have to make a business decision based on data. So it's like, yeah, obviously. I think for a developer, it is more important if you understand data science. Your job is to create a visual format of a data. What do you say? Visual format of the result,
Yes, exactly,
right?
exactly.
So the business MBA student can
So
easily
that
understand how they can make decision out of it. Yeah, no, right.
yes,
So I think most of the things that you said,
yes.
calculated and calculated views and all. Let me give you a practical example. One of my
Mm.
friend is in institute, right? He does a digital marketing job at institute. So he needed an CRM,
Okay.
ERP. Sorry, he needed an ERP where all the data leads and where it is coming from, and all these data should be collected at one place, right? And that person is the one who
Okay.
will understand this data and find the solution out of it. Now, let's consider he was a
Okay.
data science person. He is a data science person, right? So he will collect this data, understand this data, and then find some solution out of it, right? And then afterwards, if
Okay.
he is a programmer, then he will find a algorithm
Mm.
where the things he thought for making a decision, he will put it in the calculation form,
Mm.
so the result will be automated for other people to join, right? From the team, other team. I think that's kind of be interesting
Mm.
a way to say what data science people can actually do. Like if he's a digital marketer, one of the person who actually asked on YouTube, like I'm a digital marketer, whether
Mm.
data science support benefits a digital marketer if he does a data science. So I was like,
Mm.
yes, obviously, it actually makes 100% sense. Like if you do these things, yeah,
Yes.
and you have to collect resources from various. And what is digital marketing? Is all about digital online space, right? So if you understand the online space like amazingly well, then it will surely help you in data science. Uh,
Super, super. That's it. That's it. That's exactly what data science is applicable where the data is available and where the past
yeah,
experience is recorded. There everywhere actually everywhere is available. And data science is applicable. Now I'm getting an idea where MBA student can do this. They can start with they just get the information from the model that this is going to be stats and our company will be going this steps uh, will sorry okay will be taking this much profit and this much
mhm.
loss in this year. This our model has predicted. So okay, they don't have to work with that model. They have to just take that analysis. They have to work on that analysis, how they can improve that analysis, how that analysis can help them. They have to analyze
Ah,
those analysis from the model. There the managers comes
yes,
into picture.
yes, yes. I think they will understand it very nicely if they do it practically. That whatever we are trying to
Hmm.
say, like we know that we are trying to say, but I understand like students will be like, what the hell these people are talking. So I understand. The most important part, I mean, like students to understand, I always like to tell them that why not just go to any company, right? If you're an MBA person or even a technical guy, just go with the company, any company, and try to connect with the people with that company, right? And ask them if they can do any work for them. पहले ही पैसे मत मांगो. Just ask them कि मैं आपके प्रोजेक्ट में कुछ काम कर सकता हूँ क्या? So the people will be like, ah, sure, why not?
Hmm.
Because I think most of the company guys actually say yes to students for doing work. तो if they can do it
Hmm.
while doing their engineering, टाइम पास नहीं करते बैठे तो वो कर सकते हैं. तो
Hmm.
अगर एमबीए में कर रहे तो आई नो एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल नो दैट जो एमबीए करते हैं not in the higher tier colleges but
Hmm.
in other colleges they are not really serious about MBA, they just want to take their MBA. Take it, not a problem.
Yes. They are just
And it's okay. I understand. Everybody understand why people take MBA, and I will be taking that as well. But here's a point: like
okay.
if you are doing that and you're not completely interested in MBA, find an external MBA and go to any company who is actually interested in giving internships or what do you say, work experience for students. So that, but students cannot yeah, part time kind of
Part
thing.
time.
So they can work on that and find out like what they are interested in because data science is so vast. They, I think most of the people will like they go coming into data science and they end up doing something another, right? Like something completely different.
Yes, it happens.
Like I want to do a data science and
People started,
yeah,
okay. People start with data science, learning neural networks,
yeah,
even deep learning as well, and they start with a financial analyst where they don't have to work with Python, we don't have to work with any SQL, we don't have to work with any R. They just with Excel, and they are very much happy with that. So it happens this way as well, and they are getting good salary as well, so they are fine with
yeah,
that.
obviously, yeah, it actually makes sense. Like, I don't really want to play with maths because I'm not good at it, first of all, and I think most of the people are not. I mean, not most of the people. Many people are not really good at maths, and when they come into this sector, they understand. Okay, so there are a lot of maths involved in this. So, but I have learned so much things that I can actually implement in different things. Just like you said, deep learning. Many people are interested in cloud computing as well, and it's really cloud computing is becoming very huge.
Yes. Very is a upcoming huge power. It is
Yes,
coming with a huge power. In 2020, will be coming with a
exactly.
huge power. People are
Even Google has introduced Stadia. Do you know the platform Stadia? It's like if you are playing Call of Duty games, you can if you are playing games on computer, you don't need to
okay.
install anything. You just have to use your Google Chrome
Mm,
for playing that game. You don't have to install
okay.
that game. You have to do anything. It will be like live streamed.
So
It will be live streamed from their server.
I'm not that
Oh no, but
really
that,
na.
think about the how much bandwidth they need, right? Like 720p pixel, and there is
Yes,
interactivity. It's like even millisecond is counted on that. If you're playing a Counter Strike, which is a real time game,
yes.
so every millisecond is counted in that game.
Mm,
If that cloud computing need to be so powerful that if you click, it should be instantly went on that server, like getting some response. I was like,
yes,
where this is going, man? Like where this is going? This is so huge. And many people like go into these different sectors, data science and all that, and they end up like, oh no, cloud computing is making so much use. I have to go in that field. So there are a lot of fields. That's why I always tell people like explore multiple things. If you're doing a project in data science, we are considering data science as its fundamentals, but always do all of it, like building a platform,
mm,
how the code has been connected, how the modules has been connected, how the logics has been made, who is the designer, how the design was made. So you can, if you understand all the fundamentals of the project, you can immediately understand. Okay, what if I'm not interested in this? I'm interested in that because I really liked that part, right? Because yeah.
actually, in data science, building the model is the
Oh, okay,
seventh
okay.
step. Seventh step. First step starts with understanding the
Ah,
client's
okay.
problem,
The favorite part.
then connecting the problem to
Okay.
machine learning. Actually, people are like, we are ready now. Give us the data. Data it comes to
Oh,
fifth
yeah,
or
yeah,
sixth step.
completely understand.
Analysis
So,
comes to sixth step.
like, what, yeah,
So
yeah, please.
initially how it goes is when you need some data that has to be captured from cloud, sorry, some servers, so that extracting the data or taking that data, a huge amount is involved in that in order to load that data. So company is taking company needs some very specific, we have to fill the specific requirements for it, which data we want, so that the where there is money is involved, the company is very much interested, and where company is very much interested in saving that money. So we have to explain why we need this data, why we need this particular column. fine, fine. Okay, okay, okay. Mm, mm, yes. Mm, okay, 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 okay. Mm, mm, yes. Mm, okay, yes. Mm, okay. Mm, okay. Free tools or free course? Free course you want? I think in that case there is YouTube which will help you. Superb, superb. There are very good authors who can you can follow. There are very foreign authors, foreign YouTubers you can follow. They are providing superb content, super next level content. So you can follow that. And if you are really interested in studying, you can follow Udemy. Udemy is providing very nice contents. Actually, it will provide you very nice content. It will also give you flow, how you should go through it. So it will definitely going to help you. Udemy is one of the one. And if you want certification, then Coursera is the best. Actually, there are many more sites which will give you certifications, but that course certification should get you should get some advantage of it. So people should recognize it. If you do, there are very free sites. So I am not degrading any site, but there are few sites. Solo learn this. You can get free certifications as well. But these certifications are not countable. People don't count this certification. So do that certification. Although that uh, you take some amount, it takes some amount, but it is in the end pays you a lot. So take it as an investment which will pay you a lot someday. Mm. I think he should study by himself first, and do some certification. The certification should be done from this. or options are Coursera, or he should go for a institute who is asking for a less money. He should spend less and learn by himself a lot, because nowadays data is generating with an immense speed and time, with a velocity and volume. So we can study any amount of material is available with a next level expertise. So he can study online. And on the other hand, if he wants to go to some institute, make sure that institute provided not job, at least internship,
Okay.
so that he should be exposed to real
Exactly,
world scenarios.
exactly. So,
Yes.
I mean, we have one supporter, right? One of them is IMS Pro School. So, IMS Pro School is one of the institutions who provide data science, and they are like close to me. I'm
Mm.
like, talking all the time to them, and as you said, like they provide
Yes.
practical experiences, and they have really credible certifications. I don't want to go deep into that, but they are really good at what they do. I mean, there are a lot of people. I mean, I personally also believe that if you want to do something, you can do it by yourself. And small scale companies
Yes.
don't need certifications. They are like, if you actually do it, because they are cost constraint, there is a time constraint. So they will always look for like, if you really know things, then we can hire you. But for the big companies, right? For the big companies, for the HR, they have some kind of qualification levels. They need some proof like this guy is actually there. So I have seen HRs and they have told me that certifications are really important because it's in their criteria.
Okay.
If that person doesn't have any experience. So the certification plays a big role in that.
Okay.
So most of the institutes have connection within the big companies, so they can get their students get into that
Mm.
companies. So one of the companies like IMS Skill, they also provide that kind of things. And if somebody is interested, they can go. As you go look at their courses, it's on the description. In the link in this description. Just try to look at it, and I believe that you can, if you really don't want to invest that kind of amount, don't worry. Actually, you can do a lot of things on internet.
Mm.
Just go and find some new courses and can actually do it. But as we are Indians, we know that education, we are spoon feeding
Mm.
people, right? Education has taught us that, like we love
Mm.
spoon feeding. So if you are that kind of a guy, then try checking out IBS Pro School. It's in major cities and in Pune as well. So just check it out anyway. Now let's to next level. One of the things, since our second partner, supporting partner, is Pi Data. Pi Data is
Mm.
a community in Pune. I mean, they have a lot of in multiple sectors, multiple
Mm.
cities. They are active in Pune as well. So PyData is like a community of people who are in Python and around what happening in around the Python. One of the call organizers are Mayank. Mayank, thank you for
Mm.
doing letting me help in this session. And actually, he actually brought you to this session, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Venk.
So I'm really thanks about it. I mean, like there are communities like this in every cities, and it's very important. I mean, for the students, if any student is watching this, I need to tell you one thing. If you really want to get into this sector, just please go on any meetups that is happening like in weekends or weekdays.
Yes, exactly. Meetups are very
Yes.
important. Meetups are very important because you get to know the other people, you get to know the other thoughts, because you think you get don't like get to know the other people who are thinking in
Exactly.
a different manner. So you get the different perspective to the same thought. So that is
Very,
very much
very much.
important nowadays. Meetups help you a lot to generate connections, to make yourself a bit better. Meetups are too important, too much important. It is equivalent important to gain knowledge
Yeah,
and
that's
meetups.
amazing. I mean, and the worst part is like, I mean, not worst part. The best part is the meetups are all the time free. Right? I still don't know that how they are running,
Yes.
but like they are free. I don't know why students are not coming. There are lakhs and lakhs of people who are getting in engineering, and still like even in tens and twenties, we are finding that in the community in the meetups. I still don't understand why. They're just using social media for time pass, but never coming into such kind of events. and they in the end they end up saying asking people like what to do, what to do, what to do. This all these years you are just doing time pass. Why not just at least one day come into some kind of event, right? This actually helps a lot of organizers to be
Yes.
happy. Like, they can actually help some students, and that is something that we want as well. We want to connect with students. We have to understand them, and we would love to teach them as well. And if somebody, and then one more idea, like if somebody wants to get connect with the like they want to get a job, right? So come in the meetup, talk to people who are in data science. Believe me, they have contacts in some companies who need some freshers in data science. Just ask them that like, मुझे करना है,
Yes.
मैंने ये किया है, I'm very interested, I want to do it. They will recommend to the people like I have one guy who is interested. And believe me, if you came to the meetup, he will already know that you are very interested. Nobody comes to such places.
That's you just you are take the 99% back. You have taken a
Yes.
one step ahead. That that is just if you move to meetups, that is very
Like,
important. Very
yeah.
important. At our time, we didn't have such meetups. Now it is like it has a boom, but people are not taking
Not
advantage of
exactly,
it.
not taking advantage of it. Just go. I like. For me, if you want to have a solution to your problem, just go to any meetup, whether you are a data science, digital marketing, gaming, or even web developer, app developer. Just go and find people like you. They have solutions for you. I mean, we should close up now. It's close to it's 10 minutes
Yes.
remaining for the end. So, any notes you have to mention, like what you do you want? Do you have any services that you like to offer to anybody who's watching the video? I mean,
I will post my LinkedIn
yeah.
page, LinkedIn site. If anyone wants any help from my end, I will ready to help him. Anyone wants to know how I've studied and I have all the contents available with me. And if I am ready to share with anyone, if anyone is interested in studying those content, I will share that contents. On the ad, if anyone wants some guidance, we have our sir as well to guide them. But if anyone wants, I will able to guide them. Anyone want any help in industry, then I can help you not to get into industry, but I can help you guide how to get into that industry. I know various processes. I have struggled a lot, so I can tell you the more ways. Actually, I feel the person who have struggled a lot now, knows the more and more ways to get into
Exactly.
the
That
same role.
definitely.
Uh, so if someone is struggling, I can help you to
Yeah,
get the
and
best part
I
of
would
it.
like to talk as well about like why he said like I will not help you in getting contacts. Uh, I mean, we have seen personally seen lot of students who just get some contacts and next day they are out. Next day they are not in contact, right? They just go away and they try to misuse this contact for very lot of time. What happens is we have earned these contacts through our efforts,
Yes,
through our work, and it jeopardizes our
yes,
own personality in front of them. And it's really bad. You may think it in a very bad, like mean manner, but no, it's actually important because this is business. End of the day. So I really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for coming. Really, uh, I hope it was. I didn't ask you
thank
one
you so
thing.
much.
Like, where are you from?
I'm from
Nagpur.
native from Nagpur. Now I am in Pune. I have moved to Pune for this course, and then I have working with this tech smart
Where?
system
Where?
after that.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Tech smart systems. It is
Yeah,
an
you're going
institute
into industry.
here. So no, no, it is not in industry. It is an corporate. It is an corporate trainer under which I am studying with him,
Oh, that's
training
nice
with
actually.
him.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Say.
So
Oh yeah, sure, sure.
wind it up.
Actually, Deepanshu is from Nagpur as well, right? The previous speaker,
Oh, from where? Okay, I
yeah,
will
the previous
contact
speaker
him.
was also from Nagpur.
Okay, I have actually I haven't
Okay,
gone through
okay.
that. speaker. Okay,
Yes,
I will talk to
yes,
him. He's from Nagpur.
yes. So
That is
many
so
people in
nice.
from Nagpur. I mean, we are very glad. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Yash, for coming, and I hope it was very helpful, and
Thank
I'm
you so
really
much, sir.
glad. I hope we can meet next
Thanks.
time. And for the audience, please follow Yash
Yes,
Agarwal at LinkedIn.
sure.
Uh, the, uh, li- the link to his LinkedIn account is in the description. I have mentioned it. Just go. And I will also mention his Medium account. If you, are you posting anything, any blogs on Medium.com?
Yes, I will soon post few. I have created view. I will
Yeah, you can connect with
post
them
few
on
of them.
Medium as well then. Okay. Thank you, sir. And I think we should close it up. And before closing, I mean,
Thank you so
okay.
much. Thank you so much, and thank you for the time you have provided me and let me have the opportunity to speak in front of the people.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Okay.
so much,
Thank you,
N2
sir.
TV.
Thank you. Chalo. I will close the capture. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So, guys, okay, just a second. Let me close this up. Hmm. So, before going, thanks for watching. My, I'm going bold day by day. Soon I will be bored. Okay, thanks for watching. Again, shout out to IMS Pro School. Thank you, IMS Pro School, for having this. We will be doing this on the next weekend as well. So, if you are interested, if you have any questions, please let us know if there are any questions. I hope you are listening to us. I don't know. If you have any questions, please let us know next time. And another session is on the next weekend. I hope that we can arrange that as well. Follow us on the Instagram account or on YouTube. Just subscribe and we'll get notification when we are live next time. And shout out to IMS Pro School and PyData. PyData, a community of Python enthusiasts who are in this city and they are in a lot of cities. A link to their website as well. It's in the description. And IMS Pro School, it's a great institute. I have seen it. I have actually interacted with the people. If you are interested in data science and this related, even the finance courses, you can go on their website and see what they can provide. They have really interesting courses materials that is mostly talking about practical processes. They have practical projects, so you can actually work on it. So just take a look at it and let me know. And there is a list. So there's a link in the description below. Just go over there. And thank you. This is Omkar. You're watching the M2 TV. I hope we will meet next time. Thank you.